In the vast, sun-scorched plains of Tanzania's Serengeti National Park, a pride of 5 adult cheetahs roams near the western savanna. This tight-knit group is renowned for their synchronized hunting prowess, often targeting swift gazelles or nimble hares at the break of dawn. Their sleek, amber-hued coats, adorned with distinctive black rosettes, shimmer against the golden grasslands under the rising sun. They hunt as a unit, rarely straying far from one another, maintaining constant communication through resonant roars and affectionate grooming. Yet, for the past 3 days, the savanna has turned arid with no sign of prey. Hunger drives them to wander, noses low to the ground, weaving through thorny shrubs and wading cautiously through shallow, muddy streams. As the midday sun blazed relentlessly, the pride sought refuge beneath a cluster of low acacia trees, their empty stomachs rumbling. By the afternoon of the 3rd day, the lead cheetah, with piercing amber eyes, guided the group toward the western boundary where the savanna met farmland. From a distance, the scent of goats, cattle, and scattered feed near a wire fence wafted toward them. Instinct pulled them closer despite the looming danger of human territory. The cheetahs moved stealthily in a tight formation, their ears twitching and eyes locked on the farmland ahead. In the distance, wooden sheds, faint smoke, and patches of tall grass signaled livestock activity. With no prey in the reserve, they ventured nearer to the human-controlled land. Halting just meters from a steel fence, they crouched behind dry grass, scanning for movement. The cheetah in the center caught the faint scent of dried blood and edged closer to the fence. Hidden beneath tangled grass lay a concealed iron trap. As the cheetah's paw brushed it, a sharp crack echoed, and steel jaws clamped onto its leg. A piercing screech tore through the air as the cheetah thrashed, kicking up dust and debris. The other 4 cheetahs froze, then bolted back, roaring loudly, their bodies low and tails raised in alarm. The trapped cheetah struggled fiercely, blood seeping from the wound as the trap's barbs dug deeper. The pride grew frantic, circling their injured companion, growling to ward off danger and offer support. The wounded cheetah's cries reverberated across the quiet fields, haunting and desperate. Unfamiliar with the trap's cold metal, the pride only knew their friend was in pain. As the cheetah's struggles weakened, its roars faded, and its head slumped in exhaustion. The remaining 4 stood vigil, alert to every sound, their eyes scanning the horizon. As sunset painted the savanna in hues of orange, the pride remained tense, caught between survival and the peril of human proximity. A figure emerged from the farm's edge. Mr. Joseph Kweka, an elderly farmer with weathered hands, had been patrolling near the boundary when he heard the cheetah's cries. Rifle in hand, he cautiously approached, spotting the pride and the trapped cheetah. Though accustomed to wildlife encounters, he had never seen cheetahs in such distress. Maintaining a safe distance, he pulled out his phone and called the local ranger station. "Samuel, there's a cheetah caught in a trap near my fence. Come quickly, I'll stay here," he said urgently. The ranger station confirmed and dispatched a team. A pickup truck roared from the park's eastern gate, carrying Rangers Samuel Nyoroge and Elijah Mwangi. Elijah, the senior ranger with years of experience, took charge, while Samuel carried a tranquilizer gun and medical kit. The truck sped through the plains, dust trailing behind as its horn echoed faintly. Mr. Kweka stood firm, watching the cheetahs with a mix of fear and pity. After about 25 minutes, the rangers arrived, parking 60 meters from the pride to assess the situation. Samuel stepped out first, tranquilizer gun at the ready, his eyes fixed on the panting, trapped cheetah. Elijah followed, holding a flashlight in one hand and a staff to deter other animals. The 4 cheetahs growled at the humans but kept their distance, wary yet non-aggressive. Samuel signaled Elijah to stay back as he approached the injured cheetah. A tranquilizer dart struck its flank, causing a slight flinch before the animal slumped into unconsciousness. Samuel carefully examined the trapped leg. The rusty steel trap's sharp teeth had bitten deep into the cheetah's flesh, staining its fur with blood. Its breathing was labored, its head tilted limply. Using heavy pliers, Samuel pried open the trap's bolts while Elijah stood guard. The wound was severe but showed no broken bones. Samuel cleaned it, administered painkillers, and worked swiftly to free the leg. After roughly 10 minutes, the trap was removed and set aside. He disinfected the wound and attached a small tracking chip for future monitoring. Elijah signaled to retreat, and both rangers backed toward the truck to avoid provoking the pride. The sedated cheetah lay on its side, surrounded by its companions who had grown calmer. As the sun dipped below the trees, the rangers stayed in the truck, observing through binoculars. The tranquilized cheetah stirred, its tail flicked, and its ears twitched at faint sounds. The other cheetahs drew closer, nuzzling and licking its head and shoulders in reassurance. Samuel radioed the station, reporting a stable situation and confirming no further medical aid was needed. Elijah logged the tranquilizer details and incident notes for the report. The injured cheetah slowly opened its eyes, lifted its head, and struggled to stand, limping but supported by a companion. The pride kept a wary eye on the humans. Samuel suggested guiding the cheetahs back to the reserve by moving the truck slowly. With a low warning hum, the vehicle inched forward, herding the pride away from the farm. The cheetahs moved deliberately, the injured one limping but keeping pace until they melted into the dense savanna. The truck halted once the pride crossed into the reserve's safety. Samuel and Elijah exchanged a nod, satisfied with the outcome. Their careful intervention had preserved the balance between wildlife and human presence. Returning to the farm, they found Mr. Kweka waiting anxiously. Samuel shook his hand, reporting that the cheetah was conscious and back in the wild. Elijah examined the trap, warning about its dangers near the reserve's edge. They advised Mr. Kweka to replace traps with safer fencing and to contact rangers if wildlife approached. He agreed, pledging closer cooperation with the station to protect both his livelihood and the animals. As dusk settled over the savanna, tire tracks and cheetah prints marked the damp earth. The pride was back in their domain, wild, free, yet ever reliant on human compassion for their survival. This small act of kindness had rewritten their story, proving that timely action can tip the scales toward life. Dear friend, thank you for taking the time to follow this story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us.